take a look at the numbers for Mike Conley.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Down in the block, it's LeBron and Davis. Austin Reeves out there with Connect, and it's Hachimura in at the 3 spot. And for Minnesota, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Julius Randle is out there with Gobert, and it's Conley in at the 1 spot. And since the Phil Jackson era, Shams, the Lakers are now on their 7th, and I can't even believe I'm saying 7th coach in the last 14 seasons. What a turnstile that has been.
They're keeping us reporters busy, huh? To me,
yeah, they are.
It's all about stability now moving forward with the Lakers. I do believe they intend to give their new head coach plenty of opportunities over the next few seasons to continue to coach and continue to be the coach for the long term. You have to figure out the recipe of success, not only now but moving forward. And the Lakers, from what I'm told, want to give their new head coach the opportunity to build for the long term.
And I love what you said, the word stability. They need it in L.A. He takes it in, and the shot goes down.
I'll tell you, McDaniels eats up ground in a hurry.
Outside, James. Pass to Hachimura. Davis with it. 3-pointer. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Smart move from the big man to get rid of it there. The defense was closing. Davis let it go.
Conley kicks to McDaniels. Here's Edwards. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
You communicate so much with NBA GMs. You talk with owners. You talk with personnel people. Knowing what they do, what is an overlooked part of how they operate their day-to-day jobs with these NBA teams?
A few things for me, Kevin. It is the relationships with agents, with other teams. Are they trusted? Do they have the trust of others? That is of importance, certainly. And how well connected are they within the organization? How are they building their own front offices and their own buildings? But their thirst for information, their ability to use information to strategize, that is something that occurs every single day. Because if you know something is happening with a specific team, that could shape how you want to strategize your team moving forward.
Clock at 4. A second chance effort. It's hauled in by Edwards.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks. I caught up with Chris Finch. Of course, they know they have their work cut out for them with LeBron on the court. He told me James hasn't really lost a step. He's a constant problem out there, so I'm ready to try anything, including just throwing extra bodies at him. Of course, that probably means some double teams in LeBron's immediate future. Guys?
Thanks, David. And J.J. Redick is called timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team.
Now we get a chance to check out LeBron James. The past month has been surreal. Averaging about 23 points per, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays.
So it's Minnesota now, following the bucket by the Lakers. Conley kicks to Edwards. And Davis sends it back.
Got to be careful putting up a shot around Anthony Davis.
And Shams, nothing gets a workout like your phone. We're talking NBA. We're watching this game. We got this great group here courtside. You've got 2 phones working, and I'm sure there's a third. Oh!
Whoa! Watch out now. Look out below. Edwards rising to the rafters.
Looking at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was a loss to the Warriors. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. LeBron, no luck.
Yeah, you know, they're losing in large part because he's not playing well. It's really as simple as that.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
You know, with his strength and body control, Edwards should be an and-one machine at this level.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
The defense has been giving them plenty of mid-range jumpers, and they've been making them pay for that mistake.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness. And talented in so many ways, Edwards is focusing on two things: the refining of his shot mechanics and the sustained level of engagement.
From outside the arc, a shot by Reddish, no good. Minnesota leading by 6. Edwards with it, picked up by Davis. Edwards drives in, count the basket. Edwards got 13 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Hachimura kicks to Reddish. Davis with a screen on Randall. Here's Reddish. Randall with the block.
Well, you can't go off weak against Randall, otherwise he's going to block it.
Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And making a statement right away, letting them know they won't get any easy ones when he's around.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Reed, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Edwards. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Mike Conley. And then for Los Angeles, Christie, he's checked in for Hachimura. Gabe Vincent comes in for Connect. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Austin Reed. Timberwolves have gone 7-9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them.
Well, that's a look. He has to finish, and he knows it. Blown opportunity.
And you look at the way the league is moving now, Shams, are there less big trades than when you started or more?
Perhaps a little bit less, but listen, the league is trying to keep parity in this league and allow teams to be able to keep their homegrown stars. But there's always going to be plenty of interest, and that level of interest, not only from players from competing teams, but fans' interest, it's never been higher.
And there's never any hesitancy, right? If a team feels they can get better, for whatever reason and however they do it, I don't think there's any hesitancy to pulling the trigger.
Particularly when you're on the cusp of potentially winning a championship or competing, whether it's competing for a playoffs, competing for a title. If you can make one move that takes you from point A to point B, teams and general managers want to do it.
Well said.
A two-way star, AD has led the league in shot blocking on multiple occasions.
Russell, no luck. Timberwolves leading by 8. Driving in. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And Reddish with the slam.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
From deep Ingles. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got 3 assists now in this one. Russell with a wide open look. The three-pointer, no good. Reed kicks to Randall. A floater. Got it up. And no good on the last second attempt this time. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
Lakers trail by 9. And we saw some players banged up down the stretch last season, Shams.
I'm told that there was a focus on maybe allowing some more flexibility in physicality. It definitely upped the intensity some, and I think that's what the fans want. But there are going to be some trade-offs, and that includes the free throw rates, that includes game time, and in the long haul, adding some more physicality and adding some more attention to detail defensively and allowing defenders to play more and defend more. That should be good for the game.
Yeah, those were good trends, I would agree. We've got Jaden McDaniels. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Donte DiVincenzo. And it's Joe Ingles, and it's Reed in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, D.A.?
Kevin, thank you very much. LeBron James is still dominating at an age where most players are well into their retirement. How does he do it? He said, show up, put the work in, and then go out and trust it. I'm just trying to push the limit, see how far I can take this thing. It's me versus Father Time. Kevin, back to you.
And David, that's one you're always going to win against Father Time. Hey, thank you for the report. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. James outside. Back to Russell. Fires the 3. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down to just 4 points with the bucket from LeBron. All right, Shams, I know you can't reveal all your secrets, but how do you develop relationships with your sources, the players, the agents, the GMs, the scouts all over the NBA?
It comes year after year. This has been something I've been doing for the better course of the last 15 years. So for me, it's about relationships, it's about daily communication, and making sure that I keep the trust, I keep the faith, and I keep a level of respect with everyone that I come across. Relationships are the name of the game, especially in the NBA.
Well, that's what I've heard about you. They trust you. So if they're going to confide, they know they can trust you. I would think that would be maybe the core of how you operate.
Trust and faith, and that develops early, not taking shortcuts. I'm very much for the long game.
Outstanding. Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Einad's checked in, and Dillingham subbed in for Joe Ingles. Up top, Russell. Last game he had 28 points. James, no good. Timberwolves leading by 6. Here's Alexander Walker. It's good from long range. Alexander Walker's got 5 points so far. Hey, Shams, we know you've reported on so many big trades that did happen. Were there ever a few that were close to happening but may have fallen apart at the 11th hour?
I always wait until things are 100% confirmed, but listen, there's always a trade or two that's viewed as done, but just does not happen, whether it sours, whether something falls apart. There's always one deal or two that falls apart at the trade deadline or in the offseason. But I try to wait as best I can and make sure that when I report, it is confirmed.
Outstanding. Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Connect comes in for D'Angelo Russell. Here's Reeves, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Austin Reeves has handles that are kind of sneaky but very effective. He's clever at getting shots for himself.
Pass to Minot. Back to Alexander Walker. Fires the 3. Nailed from three-point land. Alexander Walker's got the lead up to 13 now for the Timberwolves. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Now, Connect. Back to Reeves. Hachimura finds Davis. Clock at 6. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. And here's what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Lakers. On Sunday, they'll be tipping off a homestand, starting with the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Thursday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the Sacramento Kings.
And for that matchup with the Kings, this is a game that they are expected to win. But sometimes those are the kind of games where you get a little bit sloppy and start looking ahead. Either way, they'll need to put in tremendous effort to walk away with the victory.
Shams, you've been around the NBA for a long time now. Which players do you enjoy watching the most?
Greatness, especially the guys that are regarded among the greatest of all time, like LeBron James, like Stephen Curry, like Kevin Durant. You have to throw those in there. But this is a new era, a new crop. The Jason Tatums, Jaylen Browns, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Have to throw Luka Doncic in there. You have Donovan Mitchell, you have Paolo Banchero, you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have Joel Embiid, you have Tyrese Maxey, Jimmy Butler, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama. So let's not have anyone here left out.
All right, now, they're all fun to watch. Los Angeles shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
Looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Minnesota making a switch here. McDaniels checked in, and the Lakers also making a switch. Reddish is checked in. Edwards making a statement.
Boy, tonight just gives you a picture of the potential of Edwards. I mean, this guy is an electrifying scoring guard.
1:37 left in the first half of the game. And J.J. Redick is called timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Julius Randle.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
Reeves against Conley. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Reeves.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
Well, Shams, we appreciate you stopping by. We know you got a lot of things to do, a lot on your plate. Your phone's going bananas. It's lighting up about every 15 seconds. You go take care of that. We'll see you back here next week.
You can always make time for you guys. Kevin, appreciate you guys having me on.
Shams Charania, the best. Thank you so much. Great stuff right there from Shams, one of the most plugged-in people in the world of basketball.
Hey, I mean, if something is going down that's big news, Shams is the first to get a hold of it. He knows everybody around the NBA.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
And they're starting to heat up is what they're doing. They're on fire. I mean, that's what they need to climb back into this game.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Reeves outside. 12 seconds left to play here in the half. Down low. And Davis can't get it to go. Gets it off. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
What was really impressive there, though, guys, was that he could have rushed it and panicked, and yet he kept his cool and splashed it.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. AD, you see how they're playing you in the first half. What's the adjustment going to be?
So, we got to come out with a great intensity, and it starts in the warm-up. So, we got to come out with a great intensity, great mindset, and try to go out there and win the third quarter.
I have never heard anyone say it starts in warm-ups until now. Thanks, AD. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
Hello, folks. Is this the halftime show? Yes, it is. And kicking it off, let's quickly look at the Western Conference standings.
You look at the Timberwolves, they've been stuck in the middle tier. Not good enough to challenge for a chip, but not bad enough to get a high draft pick. They're really going to need their young guys to take a step forward in their development.
And turning our attention back to that first half of action, guys, Anthony Edwards was in complete control.
The Ant-Man cometh, few guys are more valuable to their teams. He hasn't even reached his ceiling yet.
Yeah, his combination of strength and explosiveness are rare.
He's like a smaller version of young Shaq. And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Clark, obviously, this is a results league for head coaches, and we're always going to see lots of changes at that position.
I think you're exactly right. I don't necessarily agree with it all the time. I would like to see owners and general managers and decision makers be a little more patient, give coaches a little more runway, but we know it's a results-oriented league, and oftentimes the reality is that it's easier to change one coach than it is perhaps to change a handful of players on a roster that's not performing.
So for the Lakers right now, down in the block, it's LeBron and Davis. Austin Reeves out there with Connect, and it's Hachimura in at the small forward spot. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report.
Yeah, you could sum up Rui Hachimura by calling him a pro's pro, a hard worker, and a guy that just continues to add value to his team.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And one thing the Lakers are so adept at, Greg, inverting their sets to have different players start the action.
Yeah, it takes a high level of basketball IQ to do that on the fly. It makes defending the Lakers a nightmare. You never know how they'll attack you.
Edwards just doesn't allow defenders to bottle him up. Great focus and persistence.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Lakers trail by 20. Reeves outside. Davis, the pass to Reeves. Davis setting the pick for Reeves. And that's good for two. Reeves has got 8 points. Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Edwards. And again, it's Minnesota.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
And J.J. Redick calls timeout here. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust.
And now look at the numbers for Edwards. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. Averaging about 23 points per, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. And finished off by Edwards.
Yeah, you know, once Edwards flips that switch, now he stays fully engaged. His offensive arsenal is on full display.
Guys, if they're going to make a run, no time like the present.
Yeah, and it certainly, we had to expect a better game than this. Been very ugly thus far.
The Lakers moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. Pass to Connect. That 3 off the mark.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
LA's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And it's Connect in the corner. And here is Hachimura. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
Just 1 for 4 from the field, not the way they wanted to start the second half.
Edwards, no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Well, there's no question, and he welcomes this, that Anthony Davis shoulders a heavy load on the defensive end.
And he should, and he does. I mean, he's a true anchor. He protects the rim. He can guard out on the perimeter. He communicates well. He's got an excellent basketball IQ. And he's a guy that can cover up a lot of mistakes from his teammates.
Pass to Hachimura. Looking to end the run. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
You know, you don't always get that opportunity, so those are the ones you hate to miss.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And, Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Anthony Edwards is a classic two-guard, Clark, a spectacular player. What has impressed you most about his development?
Well, he's got a great body. He had it when he got into the league after just 1 year of college. Tremendous basketball body, strength and length and bounce. Now he's worked on refining his skill. I think the biggest thing that's impressed me is not only his work ethic, but his poise. He's not a guy that plays frantically. He plays with intentionality and purpose, and that's a tough thing to do when you've got his athletic ability and you're as young as he is.
Joe Ingles is checked in for Minnesota. Russell against DiVincenzo to the wing right side. And here's LeBron outside. No good. Shot missing.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
He just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Russell looking around. Reeves outside. They could use a bucket and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Nice effort by Reeves that time. This wasn't going to be denied despite getting fouled.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Timberwolves?
You know, all game long, they've imposed their will on the interior, scoring a lot of points in the painted area.
And also, the mid-range game has been working as well. They kept that as a big part of their game plan, and boy, are they being rewarded for it.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Davis with a screen on DiVincenzo. And it's Davis with the jam.
Boy, there's not a better target in all of the NBA than Davis for the alley-oop.
Pass to Gobert. Fires for 3. Reeves with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Right there, the